Hello my dear friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Barbara and today we're going to be looking at Neptune in the 8th house. So this video is for you if you have this particular placement. If you're a cross watcher, welcome as well. Neptune overall as a planet deals with the illusions, the delusions, the unconscious mind, the imagination, the psychic gifts, the abilities, the creative power. So whatever house you have it in this area, you could feel overwhelmed, okay? There can be a lot of information coming through in this area. And it's interesting because today I am doing the water houses and it's double of that psychic intuitive energy, especially when you guys have Neptune in the 8th house. What does the 8th house deal with? Sex, death, rebirth, joint finances, anything that's taboo, anything that's hidden, occult, taxes, astrology even. So first and foremost, trigger warning, when you have Neptune in the 8th house, there could be something taking place when it comes to your sexuality or your overall sexual experiences or anything really that could have taken place that was maybe a traumatic experience for you guys, anything that shoots you guys out of body. And it's like now you guys don't see this particular area clearly. That's the first thing. But also now you guys have these psychic and intuitive gifts. Also important to keep in mind that psychic gifts, intuitive gifts are very much connected to creativity. So you guys could be very interested in channeling this energy into something creative because of the fact that the 8th house does not shy away from the darkness in life. It could be dark type of art. Anything that really gets these dark emotions out of your own system. The 8th house can also deal with vulnerability. It's anything to do with the sacral chakra. It can deal with your emotions and it can also deal with these dark experiences that have taken place. So for you guys might spend a lot of time suppressing this because Neptune creates an illusion in this area. There is an illusion when it comes to your emotions. There is an illusion when it comes to your vulnerability. Maybe you guys think you're being expressive when you're actually not. Or maybe you guys think you're expressing one emotion when it's actually not the exact emotion you're trying to convey. Or you guys can go into the energy of completely shutting off your emotions where you guys are emotionally unavailable because you guys are overwhelmed. Okay, that Neptunian energy is making this area hard to see because the 8th house deals with the darkness, it deals with shadow work and all these things. And it's like when you have the 8th house in here, first of all, you guys might be interested in investigating, very much an investigative type of energy because the 8th house always wants to understand why. Why did this happen? Why did this take place? But sometimes you guys can get stuck in that energy as well, into that brooding type of energy. Okay, that's the whole thing with the 8th house. I have a bunch of videos on the 8th house and scorpionic energy as well. So you guys can check out my playlist to understand really the depths of this particular house because there's just so much to say. But because of this, it's like you guys can kind of get stuck in like that, you know, those like brooding characters in TV shows where they're kind of like dressed in like all darkness and they're just like mysterious and observing everyone. You guys can very much get stuck in this type of role where it's like you're stuck in the darkness or you're stuck in investigating the darkness or understanding why things have happened to you. The 8th house wants to get to the depths of it, and sometimes you guys can go into the energy where it's like you're really trying to understand maybe what took place, you know, the traumatic experience or whatever it could have been that basically caused this. And it's like you guys are maybe re-traumatizing yourselves by experiencing this constantly. You guys with Neptune in the 8th house, you're very much going to be interested in the psychology and the subconscious and the unconscious because it's like in a way you guys are trying to heal yourselves. That's the whole thing here. You're trying to understand, okay, why do people think like this? Why did this happen? Why did this experience take place? Now with that being said, when you guys were younger, you guys could have had a lot of paranormal experiences take place, things that maybe, you know, people around you maybe didn't validate, you guys didn't really understand because the 8th house is also psychic in the sense where it's like it is a medium. You guys could have mediumship abilities if you guys are maybe unaware of them. If you're interested, you guys can develop them. What I will say about the psychic realms is like you guys really have to get to a point where you've healed a lot of your own internal things because the 8th house deals with paranoias and all of these shadowy aspects of the psychic world. You guys can go into the shadow aspect of having psychic gifts and abilities where you guys might be overly paranoid, where you guys just don't see these things clearly. That's the thing with the Neptune energy. It's like Neptune is clouding this area for you guys. It's clouding the psychic gifts. It's clouding maybe what you guys are seeing, or maybe you guys convince yourself that you're not seeing something, or maybe you guys once again have mediumship abilities and you guys have suppressed it. Again, depends on people's upbringing. Sometimes what can take place is like maybe there was like a religious upbringing and it's like you guys really shut this off because you guys think it's dark and you guys think it's demonic. But the whole thing with the 8th house to understand is like once you master this energy, you are comfortable with the darkness in life. And sometimes the 8th house can attract, okay, inadvertently without even trying, dark places, dark people, dark experiences, or people who have dark experiences. That can be something that also takes place. Like it might not necessarily happen to you, but it can happen around you. And because it does deal with death, you guys might be exposed to this as well from an early age. You guys might be just interested in these topics and exploring it and like the afterlife and metaphysics and the metaphysical planes. But because it is Neptune, it's like you guys can escape through this. Okay, that's something important to understand. It's like it's all about creating that balance at the end of the day. Now, what I also want to say with Neptune in the 8th house is when it comes to sexuality, you guys are very much going to be looking for a mind, body, spirit connection. What I say for the 8th house always is when these people go into hypersexuality, this is a wounded 8th house person, because at the end of the day, 8th house people, Scorpionic people, because they are aware of the metaphysical planes, you guys are also very much aware of what you guys can achieve in terms of your sexuality. But once again, okay, it all comes down to healing, okay, because you want everything to stay in a light version. I hope you guys are following, okay, in a divine version, because it's like if you guys aren't aware of the subconscious and the shadow traits might be in the driver's seat. So sometimes you'll see maybe individuals who have used sexuality to get into places of power or like manipulate people or things like this. They might have Neptune in the 8th house, okay, but they're going into the shadow version of this. Now, I'm not saying that you guys tuning into this video are going to be like that at all. I'm just saying it's just something to be aware, because at the end of the day, when we are not aware of maybe shadow traits that we carry, they tend to be in the driver's seat for whatever reason on this earth plane. It's like when you have a certain shadow trait and you haven't acknowledged it, it's usually taking over, okay? That's kind of the whole energy here. So you just want to acknowledge it, okay? And you're kind of aware that you have this energy within. But going back to like the positive aspect of this, it's like you guys are trying to access higher dimensions or alternate realities, or you guys are trying to access information through your sexuality. So it might be very challenging for you guys when it comes to choosing intimate partners and basically having someone fulfill this role, okay? That could be a huge challenge, because it's like at the end of the day, you guys are seeking something that's transcendental, okay? Something that is taking you guys into a different plane of existence. That's kind of what you guys are seeking. But again, Neptune is clouding this area for you. So you guys might fall into hypersexualization, but you guys can also fall into things like celibacy for extended periods of time as well. Because again, there's always something going on with sexuality with the 8th house. Now, something that's interesting that's coming through to mention is that for whatever reason, I feel like people who possess a lot of spiritual and sexual power, because keep in mind, spirituality and sexuality are very much connected, tend to have this energy wounded, okay, at an early point in life. And once again, it's not seen. If it's not overt, it can be covert. Covert is sometimes harder to pinpoint. Sometimes it's, let's say, someone commenting on your body or the way that you look, and it just makes you feel uncomfortable. Like that's covert sexual abuse. And it's like, because it's in the sacral chakra deals with your manifestation. Okay, there's so much going on with this energy here. So it's like when this chakra is wounded, and once again, it might not be direct, it can be covert, where it's like you saw something on TV. Once again, it's clouded in this area where it's like maybe there's something that wasn't clear, or maybe you were sold an idea surrounding sexuality and all these sorts of things, and it's like because of this, okay, you might act in a certain type of way, but it's actually wounding your sacral chakra, and it's actually affecting your sexual energy, and it's affecting your ability to manifest, and it's also affecting your ability even to be creative. So all of this is very much connected here. Once again, definitely check out my 8th house playlist, because I go way more in depth in terms of the sacral chakra and creativity and sexuality and how all of that is connected, and even your psychic power. I find that sexual energy, creative energy, psychic energy, and healing energy are all very much connected. That being said, through these sexual experiences, for you guys, it might be very much a healing experience, or it might be a healing experience for the person that you are engaging with. So because of this, you guys might have an energy of disappointment when it comes to this area. This is something that does tend to happen with that Neptune Piscean energy. What I've noticed is because they tend to idealize, they tend to romanticize things, that when they actually bring them through, and they will, that's the whole thing here, the Neptune energy does end up manifesting it and bringing things through because of the strong visualization factor of it. When they actually bring it through, they tend to be disappointed, because it's never going to be quite like they had envisioned. So maybe it's like you guys put the energy of this ideal mind, body, spirit connection on someone when that person might not necessarily deserve it, or that person might not give you guys what it is that you guys are looking for. And honestly, it's very challenging to actually get to that point, if you think about it, where it's like you guys are both on the same page and you're able to elevate using that sexual energy. I think that's actually very challenging on this earth plane because of the overall wounding that has taken place in the overall collective. The sacral chakra is one of the most wounded chakras, because once again, we have the extreme versions of hypersexualization and repression of sexuality happening at the same time, and most people don't actually understand what sexual energy actually is and how to actually apply it. And even if you read about tantra, even in these situations, it's still not clear. It's still not pinpointing exactly how to use this energy, and a lot of things are very much from a shadow masculine perspective. Now, with that being said, it can definitely either go into the light version or the shadow version of this energy, where it's like the shadow version can very much go into dark sexual fantasies or dreams about this and things like this. So it really depends how you're tapping into this energy. What I will say is when you are in a state, when it's healed, okay, and you guys have really mastered the 8th house, you guys are able to bring things through very easily. You're able to manifest things. You guys are able to use that sexual energy to bring things that are high vibrational is really what that is, but it takes a while to get there. It's that alchemist energy. That's the whole thing with the 8th house. It's all about mastering and integrating lower versions of yourselves, traumas, experiences that have taken place, and integrating them and basically processing them so you can basically get to that point where it's like you are now using all of this energy, because you really need a lot of energy. If you think about it, you need a lot of energy to anchor something through, okay, to bring something through into this physical plane, and you need a lot of emotional energy, and then on top of that, the sexual energy, which is the sacral chakra. So it tends to be challenging if that sacral chakra is wounded. Now, another thing that I also want to talk about in this video as well is that the 8th house deals with taxes, deals with money, debts, other people's money. That's the whole thing here. So when you have Neptune in here, okay, there could be things here that you don't see clearly when it comes to other people's money, shared resources, investments, maybe an inheritance that you guys receive, and you guys maybe don't know how to allocate these resources. Once again, it's being clouded. Sometimes the 8th house can fall into the energy of wanting fast money or completely shutting off, okay, when it comes to money. That's that Neptunian energy is clouding this particular house for you. So it's like you guys can completely escape when it comes to money. Say things like money's not real and completely disconnect from the energy of having money. So it's like in a situation, because it does deal with other people's money and other people's resources, you guys can be in a situation, let's say, where it's like your spouse or your partner is taking advantage of the finances. Maybe they're spending and you guys don't realize, because again, it's clouding this area for you. You guys can also fall into overindulging. This is on a range, so it can be sexuality. It can also be money. Once again, you can fall into things like gambling, thinking that maybe you have more, okay, or maybe that you don't have enough, things like this. There's always something here that you guys aren't seeing clearly when it comes to finances. So really, to master the area that you have Neptune in, you guys are going to have to pay extra attention in this particular area. You're going to be extra focused, extra grounded, maybe extra practical, because once again, Neptune escapes, okay? Neptune is all about the realms that aren't physical. It's all about the plane. It's not physical, but we are in a physical plane currently. So when it comes to money, you guys might have to take extra time to pay attention to your finances, see what's going on. If you guys maybe have your own business or something of that sort, maybe having a bookkeeper, whatever steps you guys need to take to basically have that extra attention when it comes to this area. Those are things that you guys can do to master that Neptunian energy, because once again, it'll cloud this area for you guys. And again, energy of disappointment in terms of maybe once again your intimate relationships not living up to this ideal level, because sometimes Neptune energy, because it is Piscean energy, it does live in a form of idealism. So with all of that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here on Neptune in the 8th house. I do hope you guys enjoyed my video. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe, and I hope you all have a beautiful rest of the day.